Good morning. Sorry, I was watching the tour earlier. The tour. All right, I think. Hey, Nick, good morning. I'm going to start doing some jaggedy destruction on the on that collar piece. Hey, Tom, good morning. First, I need more coffee. Anyway, how are you guys doing? What's going on? Tom? Wanted to go back to bed. Yesterday was brutal. Ugh. I'm sorry to hear that. It's a rough day at work, Tom? Ow. Rough day with the weather. Really? Is this just like commuting back and forth? Interesting. Ow. God damn it. Sorry, something's going on with my thumb. It's 88 with humidity was horrid. Yeah. Tom, how do you get back and forth to work? I'm assuming through public transportation. Train, yeah. Yeah. Wow. Got something going on with my thumb today. It's hard. It's like I'm trying to put pressure, just kind of hold something in with a little bit of pressure. Not working out so well. What you working on? Don't have to deal with the subway anymore. Got it. I'm just doing damage on the bottom there, just to look like it got ripped off, kind of thing. Not going to do too much of that like that. I just kind of dragged a saw across. I'm going to do the same again in just a second. See little chunks out of here. Doesn't all have to be super aggressive. There. Drag a saw across it again. Oh man. And just twisting that thumb and just I don't know what the fuck I did. And after this is done, I'll probably run some thin cement over this, see how it looks, and then go from there. Like right now, it just looks, it looks good. It's rough. There. Okay. Yeah, just trying to create a roughness to that, the way it got ripped off. Literally, like my thought of it was that the helmet got kind of grabbed and just ripped after it had been mostly damaged. Just showing some damage. Anyway, happy Thursday, guys. How's things going? Hey, Charles, Kalimera. Charles, good morning. Kalimera, how are you? Posiste. Tikanis. It's early morning and every day, and in a week or two. Ready to leave work. Are you ready? Work done, Daddy done? Put it in the hand vise. Yeah, I may end up doing. I just didn't think of actually needed that much because it's like, yeah, it doesn't matter. I mean, it's just as easy to manipulate it this way. But yeah, might end up doing that considering. Well, at this point, that part's done for the moment. So, yeah. All right. Actually, you know what? Now that I'm looking at my files here, maybe I will do a little bit more. Which one opens up enough? Will that one open up? Ooh, no. It's working 5/12s, then next day start training. Oh, gonna be a long few months. Yeah, I bet they are, Charles. That's great. So when are you starting your training? Shortly? What's the plan for the heads? It's literally going to be okay. The story that I'm looking at is that the Freebie Gundam will be painted in Char colors. Char beat Amuro, killed him, took the Gundam, painted it red, went after the Zombies, and took out three of the Zabi family, and just has their heads and just kind of tossing them in a pile. It's a very simple concept. So one head will be kind of being tossed, actively tossed, and the other two will be on sort of a moonscape type of floor. Starting on Tuesday. Oh, right around the corner. Lovely. All right, let's try this one here because this place, and actually this might work out well. So pretty, just yeah, it's a simple one. You know, what was interesting was just this is like sort of the, in many ways, this one, yeah, sorry, I keep trying to go for the camera that doesn't exist anymore. So this here was the Free Gundam that I got at Anime NYC back in 2019. And it was the precursor to some of the work I started to do on the glouge. A lot of scribing work. There's some filler work. Got some more filler work to do on this leg. But like all of this work here on the arm to create the mechanism for it to hold the shield was kind of like the kind of thing that kind of got the juices going. Even some of the shield work, all that additional stuff that was done back there to kind of mount it, all that just to create the feel for how this thing would kind of look. the damage to the gun, or excuse me, the reproportioning of the gun in order to get it to act more like a cane. How many Zaku heads? A total of 3. That's all I need. I mean, there are 5 in the Zabi clan, but I think that might be just a bit much. Just 3 is all it needs, really. I thought about doing something like that. Zaku collecting teddy heads as trophies. Yeah, kind of like that. And I'm assuming you meant Fetty heads. Yeah, similar kind of concept. It's going to be called the RX-78 OSG Custom. Something like that. I finally got the landing gear for the Thing helicopter soldered up. Hey, excellent, Peter. And by the way, good morning, Peter. Peter, I think I have your phone number, and if I do, I'm going to be texting you later today. Just about tomorrow evening and meeting up for dinner. Yeah, stupid autocorrect. Yeah, stupid autocorrect. It thinks it's smarter than me. It ain't. I hope you don't mind me putting you on a group chat. Going to be sending out the email today. I missed last month's meeting, and it feels it. It's weird, but at least I'll have something to show this month. So I'm kind of happy about that. Nothing wrong with teddy heads, unless you kind of got them all on pikes. Then that might be a problem, especially if your kids walk in, they're like, "What's that?" Nothing to see here. Try something here. I'm not sure if this will come off or not. So what would be cool would be if this whole piece would come off. I can't recall if it's. Yeah, it might. Maybe not. Oh, I see. I got to back out those screws. Yeah, it's not going to happen. Okay, no worries. The heads were harmed in the making of the base. Exactly. All right. Let's see. So my thought was to do a couple things. The first is let's get some tubing going. And we're going to go with this. Just want to see how the 3mm looks. Oh, gone upside down. Dude. Anyway. How's everybody's Wednesday? And I could also, what's interesting about some of this is I can also do some of this thing kind of like off-centered. Like, the thought is always everything is kind of like, like kind of centered. Like you put something in there, it's kind of centered, but I could also off-center it because everything is kind of protected by this neck band that's now been shattered. So this could actually just be off to the side here. It's Thursday, no? It's Thursday, but how's everybody's Wednesday? Today's Thursday. I will be doing the 6 a.m. The 7 p.m. thing tonight. Let's see what else. Yeah, just to go over a few things. In fact, it's going to be an interesting week of conversation, I'm sure, like it is most weeks. Last week's was good because of the conversation with John. But yesterday was kind of like just a busy as fuck day. Ready for the week to be over. Amen to that, Nick. Yeah, yesterday I was supposed to meet with one of my guys at a client in Boston. We're doing a very large scale commercial surveillance camera installation for a premier property in downtown. And we were supposed to meet with the interior designer to discuss placement of cameras, that kind of thing. And I'm about ready to drive in, and one of my colleagues calls me and says, "It's a 2-hour drive. Do you really need me?" I'm like, "Dude, we wouldn't have scheduled you if we didn't." So today I got to let him know. It's like, look, it was your call. So, we made a decision. You were going to come in. You decided not to. Fine. Was it absolutely necessary you were there? No, but that kind of last minute, I don't think I'm needed type of thing is just very not cool. Then I had to do a repair for a client in the unit, which is good. I was actually managed to do that, but kind of made me nervous considering what the problem was. But I was able to figure out where the issue was, so that was good. Then I had to drive north of Boston, go deal with a client there who I rarely do this, but I'm kind of unprofessional. That's kind of how I felt. It was kind of like, and I want to make sure I like the guy who was supposed to join me, but it's like, dude, you can't do that. You really can't. If a decision's made, just go. More and more people like that these days. Yeah, and that's the thing I don't understand. It's like commitments are commitments. You schedule something, you got to go. That's just the nature of it. So I get up to my client. I've now got to drive an hour north of Boston, which also then puts me an hour and a half away from home. So now I've got to drive up north of Boston to help out a client with the remote control issue who's saying, we can't get the battery cover off. And I'm thinking, oh my God, the battery in this remote control has expanded to the point where it could be causing problems. No, she literally couldn't figure out how to unlatch the battery cover. Took out the battery, cleaned the contacts, popped back in, put it on its charger. Oh my God, it's working. Can't wait to see her face when she gets the bill for this. I did help her set up her AirPlay though, so that was fine. It's also really cool when a guy who has no love at all for Apple products is helping out a client with setting up how to use Apple products in an AV system. I love it. It's like 30 years old. I wouldn't be surprised. No, she's substantially older. Totally worth an hour drive. Oh, yeah. And in fact, it was actually, I like her a lot. She's a terrific client. Nick, it's actually even more than that. It's more than that. We'll see. Nothing wrong with Apple products. Sure there is. The whole Apple ecosystem. Can't stand it. Can't stand it. I know it's me. I hate Apple. Can you swing by and open this jar for me? I'm only 7 minutes north of Boston. It's kind of what it was. So she had another issue, and I understand. There's an age thing there, and maybe some things get forgotten. I understand. Android isn't any better. It is to me. More money than brains. Again, older client. It's one of those things where I think it's not more money than brains. It's just that more money than wanting to put the thought into it. And it's like, okay, let me see if I can figure this out. It's like you try once and you stop, and that's the thing. So they were also having a problem in another room with trying to use the system. It's like some part of the system's not turning on. And she described it. I'm like, it sounds like you've grabbed the wrong remote. Why aren't you using the universal remote that we gave you? And she's like, oh my God, I completely forgot we had that. Oh my God, the system's working now. It's like, well, anyway, Apple is the devil's fruit. I agree. Hey, what's going on, Ken? Good morning. So yeah, Peter, I'll be by later on. Open up that jar for you. Oh my God, that's how it works. I didn't know that. And I know I'm being a little hypercritical. I really like this client. She's been a terrific client, and she's very nice. But it's just one of those things where it's like, just a lot of time suck. But anyway, so yesterday was an interesting day, and then I get home, and it's like I'm just burned out. Hurry up! I need those pickles. I need those pickles. All right. Yeah, I'm good with that. And then what I'll probably end up doing is inside of this tube, I'll probably also have some cables and wires coming through. And all I'm going to do is literally just stuff, you know, either brass rod, I got it right here, lead wire, some ultra thin brass. Yeah, that was stupid. Brass rod. Oh, I thought I taped this one. I guess I didn't. You know, just something that looks kind of like cable-ish, and just kind of pack it in, because my thought with something like this is that this ring kind of protects a whole lot of stuff going back up and down between the head and the chest, the body, right? Hey, Mike, good morning. Time suck, but you pay. That's exactly it. It's like, in the end, I'm going to get paid, you know. But Nick, I'm sure you've gone through that too, right? I can do a job of just helping people with stupid issues and paid for, would jump on that. Yeah. Yeah, the issue comes down to is then when you hit them with a bill that's not insignificant, because this is like sort of like an emergency thing. So we change our schedule to go out there to take care of it. That has a stop charge to it, which is not a small charge. And then they get their bill and like, why are you charging me for all this? Because you said it was an emergency, needed it done. So anyway, hey, what's going on, Lucas? Good morning. There we go. Just tape it down for now. Okay. Oh, relief is here. I'm going home and going straight to bed. Charles, have a great rest of your day, brother. Get some rest, all right? And keep us posted on all of it, all right, dude? And you say hi to me, say hi for me to Fart Master AJ. Later, Charles. All right. I do like lead wire. This will be fun to just kind of lay in there and just kind of like have stuff poking through. I'll likely also use some kind of like other type of wire, maybe like some cat wire or whatever. Just like, again, just jam that area in with all that shit. But let's get put this thing back for a second, because the first thing we're going to do is we're going to anchor this first piece. Oops. Sorry, with everything, space being limited. I've actually been thinking one of these days, I think we're going to spend like a few days and it's just going to be cleaning this area up. Here, Chuck. We'll do later, guys. Okay, let's hit this area with some thin cement. On the plus side of yesterday, did spend a good bit of time, you know, with the drive and everything like that. Perfect time to just kind of listen in on the tour. Yesterday was the first time trial stage. Once again, it just goes to show who's likely going to be the winner of this year's tour. You never know until the end, but boy, oh boy. Speaker wire, old Ethernet cables that are a ton of fun. Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, I've got like a bunch of that kind of stored over there, and I think I actually have some multi-stranded speaker cable kicking around. Likely, I need to clean my shop so bad. Yeah, I'm glad I'm not the only one. It's like this area is just getting more and more trashed, and now with the laptop thing and everything like that, I really need to carve out the area where this thing is going to permanently reside. My bench has been clean for 3 weeks. Well, that's actually not bad. Hey, Clint, good morning. What's going on, brother? Mike, does it need to be cleaned or just reorganized? There we go. Just softening up some of that shit. Still giving it sort of that jaggedy look. There we go. I recently cleaned my bench. Nice. Hey, Clint. Morning, Mike. Tom. I cleaned it Sunday. But wanted to rearrange some stuff. I want to finish the Maquet build first. Yeah, awesome. How's that going, Mike? And Clint, how's the how is your I can't remember which one it is, which of the Vodums kits it is, but how's that going? Like really clean my desk, wiped it down with Clorox. Oh, why do you want really? Like that's what you did, or that's what you want to do? That's what you did. Oh yeah, no way. No way. I want the germs on here. All of this disgusting shit. I don't want to wipe it down with Clorox. No way. It loses its character when you do that. It was going really well. Almost ready for primer. Oh, I love it, Mike. That's the Mike you're working on. Is it the Crota? It wasn't for germs. Then why use Clorox? Just take out the hose and just kind of like hose it all down. I think we could do kind of like 2 conduits. Oh, that could be kind of fun. 1, 2. Oh, that would be kind of fun. We shall see. We shall see. It's for all the dust that gathered. Yeah. I have to find the clear lenses because I need to paint them. I guess they weren't where I thought. Oh no! Oh no! Clear lenses for the. I'm assuming for the visor. Now, does that one have the sort of the 3 lensed visor? That figure you posted on IG was really cool. Thanks, Peter. Just reading everything here. It's for all the dust that gathered. Yeah, heavily modified Crota. Yeah. We're going to just carve out a little area inside here. Let's get the glasses on. Times it. Good thing is, this is my first day. I'm just going to have to go to the office, so I don't have to rush to get out of here today. Kind of happy about that. So I'll be taking this right to 7 o'clock today. All I'm doing is just kind of removing a little bit of plastic on the inner collar here, just to allow the fitting of the rod to be a little better. Or the tube, not the rod. And the goal, once again, is just I'm going to super populate this thing. You know, once again, guys, I've been talking a lot more about scale recently. You know, I'm kind of like in that. Okay. Yesterday, when looking at the bat plane, the plane itself, I think I did a really good job with getting a lot of the scale stuff done. The background, the cityscape, everything like that, a lot more cartoony. Totally fine with that. The bat symbol, I think, definitely looks a lot more cartoony than realistic. I'm fine with that. I think the question is, it's like I'm always in a place where how realistic do you want to make your model versus how artistic? And it's not to mean that you can't be realistic and artistic, or artistic without being realistic. You can do both. But I think for me, it's like, at what point does what you're trying to do, like the importance of, like we're talking about a couple days ago, the guy who's working on the space shuttle, and the level of detail he's trying to apply to that. I'm certainly, I appreciate that, and I love doing that kind of work as well. But at the same time, it's like I don't ever want the realism to overcome kind of like the story. And in some ways, maybe it's almost like, and I've been thinking a little bit about this. It's almost like I'm trying to create more impressionism than it is to create something that is hyper real. Does any of that make sense? Am I being clear on any of this at all? It has 4 in the 4. Wow, 2 green and 2 red, as well as the shoulder and clear. Oh, and chest lenses. Which one is this again, Clint? Which Vodum's kit is this? It's gibberish. Yeah, okay. That could be. God knows, Tom. There's a lot of stuff that just comes to mind, and it's like, did that make any sense? I don't think it made sense to me. Strike dog. Okay. The strike dog. I thought the strike dog was just a variant of the scope dog. Okay. I must have totally like bamboozled everybody because nobody's responding to this. So that's okay. And that's fine. It's like I'm just like I said, this is just almost like train of thought kind of things that go on in my head. George, I battle those 2 motivations. Okay, so thank you for chiming in, Mike. And again, I'm not looking for people to rally behind or to vilify or whatever. I'm just trying to get across. It's like, I appreciate realism a lot, but I also appreciate artistic value quite a bit. You're on point. The overall look of a project is more important than the specifics for the most part. As long as the overall vibe is cohesive, you did it right. Yeah. I think we're kind of on. Yeah. I think it's sort of in the direction I'm leaning to. Thank you very much there, Phil. Yeah. Because I think that's it. It's like, I want to make it look super real, but I also, okay, this is another part. Like what I'm doing right now, I want it to look super real, but if it doesn't look 100% real, I'm all right with that. As long as it's like, if you're looking at it, it's like the impression, it's like the bat plane in the background. As long as you get the impression of it being in flight with the bat symbol in the background, and a little city down below, as long as that impression is there, I'm fine with it. If somebody comes up and says, "Oh, yeah, it kind of like that artwork," I would have probably made the bat symbol a little. It's like, yeah, I get what you're getting at. I'm not disagreeing with you, but does it make sense? And again, maybe this is why it's like I'm not looking to go for, excuse me, any kind of like show worthy or anything like that product. I'm just looking to have fun doing it. Especially when it's the first time doing something. I really want to push impressionism with figures more. Those are 2 points that kind of clash. I don't know that they do clash. I really don't. Because here's the thing: if we're gonna be honest about it, it is with absolute rarity that I've ever seen a Gundam kit look in scale. Because to do something in scale and with remarkable realism to it, to make it a 1/144th scale like it's supposed to be, it is rare, ultra rare. Like I can maybe count maybe twice that I've seen something that I think, yeah, that's in scale. Even the what they call it in 1/100 scale, even the Spartan that I worked on, if you go up close, and if I zoom up close on the cockpit area, it's not in scale. There's like the tools are not 100. I try to get close to being in scale. The bucket on the back, not in scale. The tow cables, maybe not. Some of that stuff is just not. It's not there. The weathering, mostly, but not 100%. Because I don't think you can get that close in terms of detail. So with this, like this is excessive damage. Like going back and looking at this thing, that is excessive. Like if you start getting up really close to, like if I'm looking at this thing like that kind of damage with the way the stuff is flaring out, it looks really cool, and it probably would look really cool in 1/35th scale, but in 1/144, it's not. What's real with a Gundam, though? No, the point is, if you that's a great question, Tom. And again, this is the realism conversation, that we have with a lot of the traditional guys, and that is that it's bringing something into, anything that's got a scale or you're trying to make look realistic. How would it look in the real world, right? Yes, a Gundam does not exist mechanically; it cannot function. I totally get that. And I'm the first one to say, it's like anybody who thinks that we're ever going to have like these 60-foot tall robots going around battling each other, and we're going to produce one-offs out of a bunch of them, economically you can't even make that happen. Works great in a cartoon, not in real life. But if you have a model of it and you can make it kind of look like it existed in the real world, okay, that's cool. These imagined properties can be rendered close to scale as opposed to a Ferrari in scale. Man, this is the hard topic to write short, chat-friendly replies to. I know it is. I know. And maybe one of these days, what we'll do, Phil, is this might be, trying to expand maybe some of this. Maybe one of these days, what I'll do is I wouldn't mind doing like a Zoom session with a bunch of us, and then recording that Zoom session and then uploading that onto YouTube. Let me know if anybody's interested in doing something like that, because I do think, like, I don't want to be the only one steering this conversation. I'm the one who's yapping away, and you guys are basically throwing out 144 characters. So let me know if that kind of makes sense. Panel discussion. Yes. Yeah, that's why I've been quiet. I've just got a lot to say, but I can't type it all. I totally agree. Zoom, zoom, zoom. So if people are up for something like that, let me think about how we might want to do that. And if people have ideas, please reach out. I'm going to start checking my Blue Sky account a little bit more. I know I have to load up photos of the bat plane. And if you let me know here that you don't have a Blue Sky account, but you can only communicate through Instagram, let me know. What I'd like to do, and I have done this in the past with people that I know, you have my cell phone number. And it's probably the best way of at least kind of getting things started, or you have my email address. We can certainly have conversations that way. I would like to do something like this. This is something we did about 5-6 years ago. And I think I still have them loaded up here on my account. I did this about 5-6 years ago, but it was more of a friendly, hey, introducing people, that kind of thing. But it would be great if we did sort of like let's do a roundtable on a topic. And I'm not saying we do it like on a regular basis, but as a topic comes up, it may not be a bad thing to do, because I think I'm looking at the people I'm talking with here, and I think that there are some serious heavy hitters and some people who I have a lot of respect with in their thought process on this, that I would love to have a conversation with. That could be fun. Excellent. I'm down. That would be cool. Great. I got 2. Like even band and the manufacturer can't decide how a 1/100 scale RX-78 looks like. Yep, correct. I think there are 4 MG versions, and each one is a different height. There's truth to that. I'm in. So I got, okay, good. So what we'll do is, I want to think about this. I need to, guys, I'm not going to BS anybody. There's a lot of shit going on in my brain, in my world, but it's actually just really putting a lot of pressure on my brain. But I would like to do this at some point. So do me a favor. Let's just keep this idea going, and every now and then just poke me. Hey, George, when are we going to do this? And we're going to make something happen. I would like in. Nah, Nick, I'm not sure if I want you on. Yeah, of course I'm going to have you on. I've said this multiple times. In many ways, Nick has been one of those guys who I'm very thankful to have been on, because in some ways he's almost like the little devil or angel on the shoulder who says, hey, have you thought about this? Hey, have you thought about doing it this way? So the Gundam is defined by the builder. Let's come up with the topic. I want a Cronenberg flesh beast. Nice. Speaking of, was it Cronenberg who just did the shrouds? Peter, have you seen the shrouds yet? That's going to be a long ass stick for Nick to be both. I get it. I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy. Loser. I'll be up for it. Excellent. Nick is the devil on your shoulder with the rivets. Oh, not just the rivets. You know, if anybody went back and watched any of the stuff that we did back in the day, I'm going to just turn this on in a second. Anybody went back in the day and watched the Spartan stuff, the number of times that Nick actually made a suggestion, it's like, yeah, that's a good way of looking at it. You know, this is why I think sometimes when we work on things, you know, this is the blessing of the hobby that we have, but the amount of collaboration, it's still my project, but I've definitely said there are people who've been along the way who've helped me with weathering, with ideating some of the concepts on this, how to implement those things. I've talked very positively about people who've been influences on me on this on that project. I haven't seen it, but I haven't been into his newer stuff as much as I love his 70s, 80s work. Yeah. I'm kind of curious now with his later stuff, which seems to be becoming a lot more personal. Can't see the damn comments on IG. Yeah. Guys, give me 1 second. I'm going to fire this up. Here we go. Okay. All I have to contribute is more rivets. Nah, actually, Clint, I think you would also, everybody here, everybody who's kind of like spoken up right now, I think is all in some ways contributed to this, to the, over the years to the conversations. Clint, you've been part of this conversation for a long while now, you know? So I think everybody here has in some ways contributed. So I think it'd be great to do that. So, okay, guys, I'm going to bail in just a couple minutes here, but let's think about that. We'll do a session, we'll record it, we'll upload it. We'll make it like another one of the playlists that I have if people are interested in seeing kind of that stuff. I'm just not sure if I can do it live because I'm not, just so you guys know, I'm not going to go out and do like what Mechanism does or any of those guys. I'm not going to go get some, you know, pay for program that, you know, you can, that will allow us to do it live on YouTube. If I can't do it on YouTube live with what I've got here, then I'm not going to do it that way. We'll just do it on Zoom, record it, and go from there. Make sense? Let me know if that makes sense. All right. So real quickly, all I've done is just basically hollowed out that corner so that tomorrow I can just drop in this pipe here into that area. And again, it's off center, which I really want because I don't think everything is always perfectly centered, right? Roundtable to be published later. Exactly. Yeah. Good morning, George. Everyone, happy Friday. Even got to run. Richie, have a good one, brother. I do too. Happy Thursday, and hopefully we'll see you tomorrow morning. Because I doubt we even have the equipment to do it live. Possibly. Used to be able to, Tom. But then they killed that part of it on YouTube. And like I said, I'm not going to get a third-party program. Hey, rivets are my thing, Clint. Exactly. Guys, stay safe and stay sane. Thank you very much again for the morning conversation. Once again, I can't thank everybody enough for the contributions that you guys make. You guys in many ways are the highlight of the day. And I know that sounds kind of depressing and because of I've got a lot of good stuff going on in my life, but life has been kind of a little bit of a kick in the nuts recently. So you guys in so many ways are the highlights. So I really do appreciate it. Off to work later, fellas. Mike, have a good one, brother. I know I disagree with you, Nick. Later, everyone. Later, fellas. Later, everyone. So guys, go out there, do good. Continue to brighten the world as much as you possibly can. I'll be back on again tonight at 7 p.m. doing the Unleash thing. But in the meantime, brighten the world. Do good. Don't beat people up. Don't treat people like shit. Just do good and right. All right. With that, I'll be back on tomorrow morning at 6, tonight at 7 p.m., and I'll catch you guys on the flip. Peace.